Some things never change, and I guess that can be said about Disney's latest movie, because once you go woke, you go broke. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment and Disney's brand new film, Snow White, or maybe we can call it Snow Shite, because that's exactly what it's done in the box office. It has flopped after premiere night, and a lot of people was expecting it to. The movie got a lot of criticism, a lot of negative press, a lot of negative feedback before it even aired, and I mean that's no surprise. All the controversy leading up to this movie, multiple factors. You had the lead actress Rachel Ziegler, who is a person of colour playing a white woman in a movie. We've seen Peter Dinklage come out and comment how backwards the movie is. He tried to praise it with the fact that a white person's role was being taken by a person of colour, but then he doubled down saying it's backwards, and the fact that they've got dwarfs in the movie, it's making fun, it's not representing the dwarf community properly, and then that got the dwarfs taken out the movie, which WWE's Hornswoggle wasn't happy about, and he called it Peter Dinklage, and it's all been an absolute mess, and now even Snow White, Rachel Ziegler came out, she says that how the movie's outdated because it's about a man who's basically stalking a woman, even though that's not the case, and she says that you could cut all the male parts out in the movie and nothing would be wrong, and they've CGI'd half of the cast, so basically like there's only a couple of actual human actresses in this, and everyone else has been replaced by computer graphics. It's an absolute mess. But Snow White did have a mediocre opening day at the US box office. And yeah, it did not do good. It only took $16 million over Friday night. And that was in 4,200 venues across the US, which is very, very poor because it had a production cost of more than $250 million. So yeah, at the moment, it looks like this is going to be a massive loss.
I had no idea Peter Dinklage, I can't believe he's done that, man. I expected better from him. I mean, you know what, I remember actually us talking about that with Hornswoggle, whatever his real life name is, Dylan something. And you know
Dylan Prost or something?
He's fucking right. That him being an absolute fanny has just hoovered people out of jobs.
Yeah, Peter.
And in the future, it's not just this movie.
Disney replaced. Well, they haven't cast anybody, but they basically Dinklage's comments stopped 7 dwarf actors from getting roles in this movie, and they decided to have the dwarfs be CGI characters, and Hornswoggle came out and says, who did Peter Dinklage think he is? He's never complained about dwarf roles before when he was the one cashing the checks.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, Peter Dinklage wasn't in this movie, and he had negative things to say about it. Saying,
it's Snow White and the 7 dwarfs, man. That's what it is. It's not Snow White and the 7 guys who are of regular height.
No, it's definitely not. Now, Ziegler, who is of Colombian descent, has faced a lot of backlash coming into this movie. She's basically said, everything she could say to piss people off. That's exactly what she did. And she did say that the plot was very outdated and that it needed fixing. And I would say if you feel like it's outdated, then why not just not take the role?
Yep.
You look at wokeness and you look at how they ruin everything going forward. It's like, see if you don't agree with, if you think that stories or plots or whatever from back in the day, if you think those are outdated, then why not leave them in the past, and why not create your own stories? Why not create your own movies? Why try and rewrite history? And I think that's the biggest problem with wokeness, right? As much as maybe we see things and we're like, oh, that's crap, or we don't like that, we don't agree with that. I think the main thing that we've got against wokeness is the fact that they're trying to replace everything. And they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes and replace characters from the past. They'll go, oh, well, there's not enough superheroes of colours or whatnot. Or, well, why not create your own? Why not create new ones? You don't have to rewrite the history and erase ones that are already there. If you think this story's outdated, then why not create your own story? And you can have Disney can have their own brand new movie with their own set of characters. Why is she doing the role of Snow White if she doesn't agree with the story of it? It makes no sense to me.
It's all about the money, but you're totally right. The problem is they force these agendas down our throats, and it's like, I mean, I know this is extreme comparison because a movie like Snow White is not really linked to this, but it's like if you've got a movie on World War II, right? You want the Nazis to be as representative towards the Nazis as possibly they can be, don't you?
Yep.
You want it to be as accurate as you want. It's the same with like everything. You know what I mean? Like, see if they remade Rocky, I wouldn't want them to race swap Rocky and Apollo. If you remade, I mean, it's a Game of Thrones, right? Say they brought out a game or something. Would you want Tyrion Lannister to be 6'5"? No, you'd want him to be Peter Dinklage's height. It's all these traits, man, that they just change and bother, and oh my god, it's literally a movie that's like what, over 100 years old. And it's designed for kids, and it's grown adults, man, in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, fucking getting, teary eyed greeting about things that happened 100 years ago. It's a kids movie. Who cares? But that's what it is. Look at how they try and force all these agendas, and they're trying to force it on the fucking kids because they know that's who's going to watch it. And fun fact, on IMDb, it's got a 2.2 rating. I wouldn't have watched it regardless if it was woke or not, but that's bogging.
Yeah, 2.2 is absolutely shite. Siegler did say about the movie that the Prince Charming literally stalks her. She said, quote, "It's no longer 1947. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be." End of quote. Well, so what you're saying is, here, it's got nothing to do with Prince Charming. She's not dreaming about true love. We're rewriting the entire movie. See, at that point, why not just create your own movie?
Yeah, I know. Because if you're just gonna bitch and fucking...
And this is feminism ruining another fuck. Oh, what? She can't be saved by a prince because she's a strong, independent woman who needs to save herself. It's just embarrassing, man. But could talk a lot more about this, but maybe save that for another video. I know there's been a lot of criticism as well. People are blaming the movie bombing on Gal Gadot because of her Israeli links and all this stuff, but I just think the movie's bombed because everyone knew it was going to be woke, and that's turning a lot of people off. And speaking of woke, Robert De Niro's new movie has absolutely flopped as well. It's completely tanked. So I believe it was called The Alto Knights, and that has done like almost 10 times fucking worse than Snow White. So Robert De Niro's The Alto Knights also opened this weekend, but bombed on its opening day with sales of just $1.17 million across Friday, and playing in 2,651 cinemas in the UK and the US. The film, which sees De Niro playing two identical gang leaders, has already been projected to be one of the year's biggest flops, with the independent film critics Clarice Laurie giving it 2 stars, calling it passionless. And is it any surprise that Robert De Niro has been one of the biggest fruits over the last few years, saying all this negative shit about Trump, and now his movie's flopping? Probably not.
No, it's probably not. I mean, De Niro, overrated bastard.
He's only got the one style as well.
Yeah.
It makes sense that he can play two different gangsters, because that's all he's got, the gangster type character.
The Italian mob guy. You're right, that's it to a T.
That guy would have probably did well in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he does it well, right? No, don't get me wrong, but he's nowhere near the level of a fucking Stallone or Schwarzenegger. Like, he's nowhere near them.
Yeah, people would tell you he's far superior to them.
See another thing about Snow White, right?
Also, she said that she got they changed the story of how she got Snow White in this movie, the origins. It's nothing to do with her being like white and pure. It's to do with her surviving a snowstorm.
Yeah, that's bogging. But yeah, I mean, the whole point of Snow White is that the evil queen is after Snow White because she wants her looks.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
I mean, Gal Gadot is a lot fucking better than Werner Siegler for Better Call Saul, if you catch my drift. Because her name's Siegler, you get me?
Yeah, no, like, I'm not, and a lot of people, there's been a shitload of criticism over that, and negativity, people saying that, why they're trying to force that on us. There's no way that Gal Gadot would be jealous of Rachel Siegler's looks, and, I personally don't think Rachel Siegler's unattractive, but it's the It's just the story that they're trying to force, the agenda. They're trying to say that the white person thinks that the person of colour is the purest form of beauty, which that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, but
I think they're just too afraid that they would never reverse these roles. They would never. And listen, see if you think that Rachel Zegler is more attractive. That actually doesn't bother me, but I don't think they would ever reverse the roles where the person of color is jealous of how the white person looks.
Yeah, you're right.
Roles would never be reversed that way.
No, you're right. But it's just
No, but imagine the movie where they had a person of color who believed throughout the entire movie that the beauty, the pure beauty standard, the definition of beauty was white.
No.
It would never happen.
End of the day, should let people think for themselves. But it's like that. I know everything that they're doing here. It's a fucking agenda from top to bottom. But it's just ridiculous. At the end of the day, it's like you want someone playing the character as good as they can. And you know what? I think there's exceptions. See if you just get an actor who's fucking brilliant and they might not fit the character too much, but they're better than someone who looks like him. I think that's fair, but she's shit. You know what I mean? You've got 100 better options than her. Thousands of better options than her.
I think Disney's just done.
Yeah, that Wicked movie, I don't even know if that was Disney with Ariana Grande and that other woman. That did absolutely horrific.
Ariana Grande looks sick.
Yep.
It looks like a hunger strike victim or something. It's actually insane how much she's declined. But aye, guys, look, that's where we're going to end it here. Snow White, or Snow Shite, as we call it, is boxed at the box office. It's been boxed in, and it's not going to break out. Poor numbers. It is what it is, and that's what happens every time you go woke, you go broke, and it's another movie proving that point. Anyway, catch you in the next one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till then, peace.